Hi, this is Sanjay Gangal from AEC Cafe. I'm here with Max Limper, CEO of DGG, creators of RapidPipeline. Hello, Max.
Hi, Sanjay. Happy to be on the show.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, Max. First of all, tell us about DGG.
All right, yeah, my pleasure. So we're a deep tech company from Darmstadt in Germany. That's also where I'm located right now. It's near Frankfurt, so whenever you come through Europe, you might fly through Frankfurt, and then it's just like 40 minutes from the airport at the heart of Europe. And we're building a technology called Rapid Pipeline that I'm happy to talk more about. And yeah, originally we're a spin-off of the Fraunhofer Society, so the people that invented MP3. So we have also
Mhm.
deep tech past and history, but are an independent company for 6 years now.
Okay, okay. Um, you used to have a product called Compact, and now you've transitioned that to Rapid Pipeline. Tell us about the transition.
All right, yeah, thanks. That's actually a great question. I remember we talked last some years ago, and then it was all about RapidCompact. So um, after 6 years, we have made the decision to finally rebrand it to Rapid Pipeline. And the simple reason for that was that it just grew out of its original space into something much more holistic and more powerful. So Rapid Compact was all about optimizing 3D models and getting them ready automatically for different kinds of applications. And that's still at the heart of what we do. But in addition to that, we offer things like very powerful format conversions for 3D data, as well as compression, as well as automated asset QC. And
Hmm.
latest, if you arrive at the asset QC, you see it doesn't have much to do with just making something compact. It's more about enabling a 3D data pipeline that automatically connects data sources and target applications and allows tech artists to be out of the loop and concentrate their work and their efforts on more pleasant tasks than reformatting 3D assets. So that's why Rapid Pipeline is a great name to just capture that overall value that we create for our clients, I think.
Okay, and I think you already touched upon some of the things, but what are the core benefits of Rapid Pipeline?
Mhm. All right, yeah, great question. So what we always say is like we 100x your productivity for all your pipelines working with digital product development and marketing. And what we mean by that is that, if you deal with 3D models and you want to get them into a marketing pipeline, say you have a catalog or you have like some kind of advertisement picture that you created for your architectural model, and it's using V-Ray to render a super beautiful shot of this model. And now you want to take the same thing and bring it into the browser, or in an augmented reality app or something like a planning tool that's interactive and runs in the browser. It's a completely different world, right? So you have the offline rendering world with like a max and V-Ray file that's like 500 megabytes, and you have the real-time rendering world that needs like a 5 megabytes file that's a GLTF and speaks a completely different language in terms of how the 3D data is set up. And bridging that world has been impossible in the past. It has just not been feasible, and people have been doing this often in a very manual process that they then remodel parts, they remodel the materials, and so on. And Rapid Pipeline enables you to automate that whole process, including the optimization of the data, like polygon reduction, remeshing, culling invisible interior parts, generating new UVs, baking textures, all of that good stuff that you need to do as an artist in order to get a model perfectly ready for a certain output application.
And you announced that Rapid Pipeline will be adding CAD support starting in January. What can you tell us about this?
Yeah, thanks for the question. I think it's great to speak about it since we are an AC cafe. So we had in the past support for like step files, but it was very basic. You could bring your step file if you have one. And then we have, of course, all the real-time leaning formats like FBX and so on that are already well suited for like, polygon data. But now we can actually import a lot of new files starting in January 2025 with our new plans like the Rapid Pipeline CAD edition. And that includes things like CATIA files, CATIA V4, V5, V6,
Hmm.
SolidWorks, Rhino, but also Navisworks, for example. And so there's a lot of good stuff coming there. And I hope this will enable a whole new audience that has so far needed to use things like OBJ or STEP or other intermediate formats to directly bring their data from CAD, from BIM tools, and through RapidPipeline, get it into all their target applications, be it Unreal Engine, Unity, and whatever it is.
So, what are the new markets or industries that will open up as a result?
So I think so far we had mainly e-commerce clients, and in areas like furniture, for example, people work with maybe Max and V-Ray files, and they have, like they have CAD models often, but then because of the complexity of the furniture setup, where you often have like especially upholstered parts that need to be modeled by hand for the visualization, because you don't have them like that in CAD. There people use tools like Max or V-Ray, right? Like what architects use when they want to visualize something as well. So that was always possible, like throughout the past 12 months. But now we can also cater to industries that really have like these SolidWorks files for, let's say you have trims, like can also come from Rhino or so, like that you use for fashion products. Even like you have zippers and these kind of things, and they are modeled in a CAD program. And all of these things exist in CAD, but often people don't have access to them on the visualization side. And it's described in, like BREPs and like representations that are just not real-time ready. So you need to somehow get there, but it's kind of bridging two different worlds. And so I think there's a lot of interest, yeah, like from these like side of industry. So like people who build trims, but also more like heavy industry, like let's say automotive or machinery. And this goes together with our like support for scanned data, right? Like we're working on like the E57 native support, so it can bring point clouds. And like if you have industrial like setups where you maybe have like digitized parts of production floor with 3D scanning, and other parts you have in CATIA, right? And you just want to see like how this all fits together when you're planning a new production, or you're like planning a factory for a client, right? And want them to be able to use your machinery. So all of that data can now be used in RapidPipeline, and you can leverage all the power of the tools that we have to get your data visualization ready without needing to go through a 3D art studio to do all these little tasks, but they can focus on like the big picture and like the art side of things, basically.
Yeah, and beyond the upcoming CAD support, what other innovations or features should people look forward to in 2025?
Oh, yeah, good question. So, I mean, one thing that we're really doing is closing some gaps between the different parts of the product. We have like this experience where people can use the browser and try the product for free on rapidpipeline.com. They can subscribe to one of these really affordable plans that let you use it at small scale, like in the browser already. And then with the higher plans, we have a Blender plugin. And that's something that we want to connect more and more UX-wise also. Because right now it's cool. You can use the Blender plugin, you can load and save presets from the cloud, but they're still a bit disconnected. And I think we'll see in 2025 how we can like close some of the gaps in the user experience and just make it a nicer overall flow, especially for people dealing with CAD data. So good things will happen in the Blender plugin, but also like for the cloud side of things, and everything will be a much more connected experience, so that people can, for example, easily share their presets like with colleagues from their team and say like, look, I worked on these 50 files and I always use this preset, and it's stored in this account now, and you can just use it yourself with the Blender plugin. Yeah? So these kind of things that just add value to workflows within a team as well. I think that's also something where we see a high demand.
Okay, and what has been the customer feedback on the evolution from RapidCompact to RapidPipeline?
Hey, yeah, interesting question. Yeah, I think customer feedback for RapidCompact for technology itself was always great. What of course was a bit of a burden for artists was to learn the command line, right? And like because we always had this command line tool, and then with the RapidPipeline cloud interface, it's super easy to have a very nice like first experience where people can then go into the tool and, for example, drop an asset, and they can say, okay, I have 5 presets here that are already there, like get my asset ready for the Vision Pro. And I just do one click and I get it ready for the Vision Pro, and I can download the result. And I don't need to worry how that happens. I just need to know that the presets are there. I go to that section, select what I want, and we compared it with ordering pizza. So it's like you say what you want and you make that call and then it gets delivered to you. In this case, gets optimized in the cloud. You get a notification and then download your results. And it's basically made to order for the application that you need. And that is the big difference, I think. So it's just this user experience that becomes much smoother. People don't need to understand all the settings up front. They don't need to understand all the commands up front. They can just get going with this cloud interface. It's really simple to use. And I think this is really the key differentiator, what makes RapidPipeline different from RapidCompact.
Okay, and now what is the best way for our audience to find out more about the RapidPipeline on the internet?
So I would just suggest go to rapidpipeline.com and sign up for a free trial, and then you can talk to our team there if you like. So you can, for example, there's a in-app chat where we have actually real people that you can talk to, no bots. So you will get responses from actual 3D experts that can help you with your 3D tech problem. And if you make your data available by uploading it, they can even look into it and say, oh, for this application, I suggest you use this preset, or hey, I created a custom preset for you that you can try, see if you get a good result. So I think that's really the easiest and smoothest way. And again, like with the CAD edition, you can even bring your CAD files. You can try that for free and then see what it can do for you. So without needing to talk to sales at this point, and just try it out yourself and see if it adds value to your pipeline.
Okay, and Max, is it okay if I ask you a couple of personal questions?
Of course, yeah, happy.
So what do you do for fun outside work, or what is your personal passion?
That's great. Yeah, I like to play music. I have kind of neglected it a bit in the past, but I was playing in bands before, like acoustic and electric guitar. Like, started with rock, went more into jazz over time. And yeah, recently my latest passion is I got an aquarium and I love it. Just love being at home and looking at it to wind down. It's so calming and nice, and it's taking care of your own ecosystem there, a bit like having a SaaS or running a company, but doing this at home, and maybe it's just my thing, building things that work well together and enjoying looking at them and seeing them grow.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. And Max, can you also share something about yourself that most people at DGG who work with you don't know about you?
Oh, yeah, I think I'm very open to my team, so I think they know many things about me. Let me think about this. Um, what is an interesting thing? I spent 6 months in the US and tried all kinds of fast food chains, and my favorite back then was a chicken burger at Wendy's that I somehow wouldn't eat anymore today. But I studied to become a teacher once. I think most people don't know that. Yeah. Um,
Wow.
like music, computer science, and history. So I have a bit of a like half of a history bachelor in my head.
Pretty cool. Very cool. And final question, Max. Cats or dogs?
Oh, I'm a dog person. It's just how it is.
Did you have a dog?
I had one when I was little. Yeah.
Okay.
Won't have one
Okay.
again.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Max, for taking time to record this interview. Have a great day and stay safe.
Thanks, Sanjay. Such a pleasure. Looking forward to next time and have a great time. Good start into the year.
Well, thank you again. This is Sanjay Gangal from AEC Cafe.